स्टूडेंट, स्वागत है आपका आपके अपने यूट्यूब चैनल SRGCHOD इलेक्ट्रिकल पर। एक बार फिर से मैं रोहिताज सिंह, हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग। सो इन प्रीवियस लेक्चर, दैट इज लेक्चर नंबर 12, we have discussed in lecture number 12 we have discussed the principle of on off control. ठीक है, now in this lecture, that is in lecture number 13, we will discuss the principle of phase control. Okay, so in phase control method we will study single phase half wave AC voltage controller and single phase full wave AC voltage controller. So let's start with single phase. This is single phase half wave AC voltage controller. AC voltage controller. Okay, it means if we study the half wave single phase AC voltage controller, means only we have to control the half cycle of the input supply. Okay, we don't control both the positive as well as negative cycle. The positive as well as negative cycle will be controlled in case of full wave AC voltage controller, but in case of half wave AC voltage controller only we will control the positive half cycle of the supply voltage. So for that we will take a control switch, that is thyristor, in anti-parallel with a uncontrolled switch like a diode. These are connected here. This is the AC supply, input AC supply, and suppose load is the resistive load like that. This is resistive load R, plus minus, this is output voltage, this is I0, this is plus minus supply voltage Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, so this is thyristor and this is diode. You know that this will be the supply current Is, and this thyristor will allow the current through it from anode to cathode, that is the direction of thyristor current, and similarly the diode will allow the current from anode to cathode, that is the diode current. Okay, so you can see here only we have to control the only positive half cycle of supply voltage. That's why only we are using one thyristor. We are not controlling the negative half cycle, that's why it is uncontrolled switch connected here, and similarly it will act like a closed path only, it would not control the negative half cycle. Okay, so we have to draw the different parameters like that. Suppose this is the supply voltage, this is omega t, and this is the input supply voltage like that. This is input supply voltage, this is 0, this is pi, this is 2 pi, this is 3 pi, and this is 4 pi. Okay, this is Vs, and this is the peak value of supply voltage. Now we will draw the line from pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, and 4 pi like that. Okay, so first we will trigger the thyristor T during positive half cycle. You can see that this thyristor will be triggered because it will be in forward blocking mode when the supply voltage will be positive. So this thyristor will be triggered during only positive half cycle, means it will be triggered at an angle of alpha. Again it will be triggered as 2 pi plus alpha, and so on, because this will remain in forward blocking mode only when the supply voltage is positive, and the supply voltage is positive in between 0 to pi, 2 pi to 3 pi, and so on. So we are providing a gate pulse at an angle of alpha like that. So this is the triggering angle alpha. So this thyristor will be triggered at alpha. Again it will be triggered at 2 pi plus alpha. It will be triggered at 2 pi plus alpha. This is triggering of thyristor T. Okay, and during negative half cycle this diode will act. So in next we have to draw the output voltage. So we will draw the output voltage. This is omega t and this is V naught. Okay, this is 0, this is pi, this is 2 pi, this is 3 pi, and this is 4 pi. See here. So during positive half cycle, you can see that anode of thyristor is connected to positive supply and cathode is connected to negative supply. That's why during positive half cycle the thyristor T is in forward blocking mode. Okay, and this diode, the anode of this diode is connected to negative and cathode is connected to positive. That's why this diode D remains in reverse bias condition. Okay, so at omega t is equal to alpha, thyristor T is triggered. It is triggered at omega t is equal to alpha. So we will draw the equivalent circuit when omega t is in between alpha and pi. So we can draw it. You can see here that when omega t is in between alpha and pi, it is in between alpha and pi. So at alpha thyristor T starts to conduct. That's why it will be like a short circuit, and this diode will be open circuit because it is in a reverse bias condition. So this is the equivalent circuit. This is supply voltage. This is plus, this is minus Vs. This is R. This is plus minus V naught. This is the direction of output current. This is the direction of thyristor current, that is IT, and this is the direction of diode current ID, which will be equal to 0, and this is the direction of supply current Ix. Okay, so here we can calculate the output voltage applying KVL. So applying KVL, that is Vs plus minus V naught is equal to 0. That's why V naught will be equal to Vs and V naught will be equal to Vm sin omega t. It means from the duration alpha to pi, the output voltage will follow the supply voltage. Okay. Now, what is I naught? Output current. Simply that is divided by R. V naught is divided by R because it is the resistive type of load. So it will be Vm upon R sin omega t. Okay. Now you can see that supply current is equal to thyristor current and is equal to I naught. So supply current Is is equal to I of t is equal to I naught, which is equal to Vm upon R into sin omega. Okay. So let's draw these parameters one by one. This is the output current, suppose. This is output current. This is omega t, and this is thyristor current. This is thyristor current, and this is diode current. So this is I naught is equal to V naught divided by R. This is thyristor current IT, and this is the diode current IT. So you can see here the supply voltage V naught is equal to Vm sin omega t from alpha. When it is triggered at alpha. So output voltage will follow the input voltage like that, and output current will be in same phase like that. That is V naught divided by R. Thyristor current is nothing but it is equal to output current. So it will be same like that. This is thyristor current, and diode current in this duration it is 0. Diode current is 0 up to pi. Okay. Now during negative half cycle, during negative half cycle, you can see here that thyristor T is in reverse blocking mode. thyristor T is in reverse blocking mode because anode is connected to negative and cathode is connected to positive. That's why. And diode D will be in forward bias condition. So equivalent circuit will be looks like this is thyristor T and this is diode will be as like a short circuit during forward bias condition. This is load resistance R and this is plus minus output voltage V0 and this is the negative half cycle of supply voltage. It will be minus and it will be plus, that is V of S. Now the output current will flow from positive to negative. That's why it is the direction of output current I node. This is the direction of supply current IS. This is the direction of this is the direction of diode current, that is ID, and direction of thyristor current, that is IT, is equal to 0. Okay. So in that case we can apply the KVL. So applying KVL, that is minus of Vs minus of V0 is equal to 0. So V0 will be equal to minus Vs, that is minus Vm sin omega t. Okay. So during negative half cycle V0 is equal to minus Vs, that is minus Vm sin omega t, means it will follow the negative half cycle of input voltage. Okay. And I0 is equal to V0 divided by R, so it will be minus Vm upon R sin omega t. Okay. Means the current and voltage both are negative. You can see here that diode current is nothing but it is equal to I0 and this is equal to supply current. So supply current is equal to diode current is equal to output current, that is minus Vm upon R sin omega t. Okay. So let's draw these parameters. So during negative half cycle the output voltage is minus Vm upon sin omega t, minus Vm sin omega t, and current is minus Vm upon R sin omega t. This will be negative. The thyristor current, in that case the thyristor current IT is equal to 0. So from pi to 2 pi thyristor current will be 0, but the diode current will be equal to output current. So this is output current. So diode current will follow the output current like that. Okay. So this is one complete cycle from 0 to 2 pi. Again this cycle will repeat, and at 2 pi plus alpha this will be the output voltage will follow the supply voltage and it will be negative in between 3 pi to 4 pi like that. Similarly the output current will be like that, it will be like that, and it will be negative from 3 pi to 4 pi. Now the thyristor current will again will be meet at 2 pi plus alpha, so it will follow the output current and it will again remain 0 up to 4 pi. The diode current will remain 3 pi to 2 pi to 3 pi as 0 and it will follow the output current from 3 pi to 4 pi. Okay. So in this way we have drawn the waveform. This is 0, this is pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, this is 4 pi, and this is omega t. So we have obtained the different parameters like the output voltage waveform, output current waveform, and thyristor current and diode current. The only difference between the on-off control and the phase control is that in case of on-off control, the thyristor T1 and T2 were triggered without any delay. Okay, but here we have considered a delay angle of alpha, means the thyristor is triggered after a fixed angle, that is called as the delay angle or triggering angle. Okay, so in that way you can see that in half wave AC voltage controller only we are controlling the positive half cycle, we don't controlling the negative half cycle. That's why in anti-parallel to a thyristor we have connected a uncontrolled switch, that is diode. The diode does not control the supply, it just like we have like a open switch or a closed switch. So this is the waveform of output voltage like that. This is 2 pi, this is 2 pi plus alpha, and this is 4 pi. So now we have to determine the average and RMS value of output voltage. RMS output voltage. RMS output voltage. Okay. So here you can see this is the voltage waveform and the time period is 2 pi. So time period t is equal to how much? It is 2 pi. So V naught R square is equal to 1 upon 2 pi integration. From 0 to 2 pi we can break this time period between interval 0 to alpha, because this is alpha. This is output voltage V naught omega t to the square d omega t plus again alpha to 2 pi. This is alpha to 2 pi. This is V naught square omega t. This is d omega t. Okay. So V naught R square is equal to, this is 1 upon 2 pi. So you can see here between 0 to alpha the output voltage is 0. So it will be integration 0 to alpha V naught, the value of output voltage is 0 into d omega t plus alpha to 2 pi. The output voltage is nothing but it is sinusoidal voltage, means it is equal to supply voltage. It is following the supply voltage. So it will be Vm square sin square omega t, and this is d omega t. So V naught R square is equal to 1 upon 2 pi integration alpha to 2 pi Vm square. This is 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2, and this is d omega t. Okay. Means sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. So it will be Vm square upon 2 pi, and 2 is also multiplying. Suppose this is 4 pi. Now we will integrate. The integration of 1 with respect to omega t will be omega t, and upper limit will be 2 pi minus lower limit is alpha. The integration of 2 cos 2 omega t is, it will be sin 2 omega t divided by 2, and limit is from alpha to 2 pi. So we can write that is Vm square upon 4 pi into, this will be 2 pi minus alpha. Okay, this will be minus, the upper limit will be sin 4 pi divided by 2 minus sin 2 alpha divided by 2. So the value of this 4 pi is equal to 0. So finally we will get the result V naught R is equal to Vm square upon 4 pi into, this will be 2 pi minus alpha, and minus minus plus, this is plus sin 2 alpha divided by 2. So V naught R is equal to, so this is square. So V naught R is equal to Vm upon 2 under root pi under root 2 pi minus alpha plus sin 2 alpha divided by 2. So this is the expression for output RMS voltage. You can see here, by controlling the triggering angle alpha, we can control the amplitude of output voltage. Okay. So by controlling alpha, V naught R can be controlled. Okay, because the RMS value of output voltage depends upon the triggering angle, that is the delay angle alpha. So if alpha is controlled, then the RMS value of output voltage can be controlled. Output current, the RMS value of output current I naught R is equal to, this is V naught R divided by R. This is V naught R divided by R because it is resistive type of load. So it will be equal to Vm upon 2 root pi into R under root 2 pi minus alpha plus sine 2 alpha divided by 2. This is the value of RMS output current. ठीक है. In the same way, we can determine the average value of output voltage. Average value of output voltage. Average value of output voltage. Output voltage. Okay. So V naught average is nothing but 1 upon time period. Time period is how much? 2 pi, and we will integrate it, that is from 0 to 2 pi, and output voltage is V naught as a function of omega t. This is d omega t. Okay, so it will be 1 upon 2 pi. You can see here between 0 and alpha the output voltage is 0, so we will get the output voltage from alpha to 2 pi, and it will be V naught omega t, that is d omega t. So from alpha to pi, this is alpha to 2 pi, you can see that the output voltage is nothing but it follows the supply voltage. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi integration alpha to 2 pi, it will be Vm sine omega t, and this is d omega t. Okay, so we can write that is Vm upon 2 pi. It will be integration of sine omega t is minus cos omega t, and limit will be alpha to 2 pi. So it will be Vm upon 2 pi into minus cos 2 pi minus minus plus cos alpha, and you know the value of 2 pi. 2 pi is 360 or 0. So cos 0 or cos 360 is nothing but it is 1. So Vm upon 2 pi, it will be cos alpha minus 1. So this is the value of average output voltage. So see here, the average output voltage also depends upon the triggering angle or delay angle. That's why if we control the triggering angle, we can control the average value of output voltage. Similarly, we can calculate the average output current. So average output current, that is I naught average is equal to V naught average divided by R. So it will be Vm upon 2 pi R into cos alpha minus 1. This is the value of average output current. Okay, so here we have determined the RMS value of output voltage, RMS value of output voltage, and average value of output current. Okay. Now we can calculate the RMS and average value of supply current. Okay. So RMS value of supply current. So see here, you can see that supply current Is of omega t is nothing but it is equal to I naught as omega t. Simple. During positive half cycle you can see that Is is equal to I naught, and similarly during negative half cycle you can see that supply current is equal to I naught. We don't draw here the supply current because just it is similar to the output current. Okay? So we can say that the RMS switch current, supply current will be equal to RMS value of output current. ISR is equal to I naught R, and similarly IS average value of switch current is equal to I naught average, that is average value of output current. Now we have to calculate input power factor, और इसी को हम बोलते हैं supply power factor. That is important point. Okay, so many times I have explained, whenever you have to determine the supply power factor or input power factor, then simply put the input power equal to output power, because the switch we have used are considered as lossless switch. Okay, so there is no power loss in the switching devices. So for that, input power is equal to output power. Output power. So input power is RMS value of supply voltage into RMS value of supply current into power factor of supply is equal to output power is equal to V node R into I node R, because the load is resistive type of load, that's why the power factor of the load is unity. Now you can see here that the RMS value of supply current is equal to RMS value of output current. That's why this I node R and this ISR will cancel out. So supply power factor cos phi s will be equal to, this is V node R divided by VSR. Okay. Okay. This is the fundamental formula. Either we can use this in the case of converter, inverter or voltage regulator. This is the supply power factor is nothing but it is equal to the RMS value of output voltage upon RMS value of supply voltage. Okay. So in that way we can calculate the supply power factor. Next we have to determine the average and RMS value of thyristor current. Okay. RMS value of thyristor current. Thyristor current. Okay. So you can see this is thyristor current, this is 0, this is alpha, this is pi, this is 2 pi plus alpha, this is 3 pi and this is 4 pi. Okay. So we have determined the RMS value of this thyristor current. So time period is same, the time period is 2 pi. So IPR square is equal to 1 upon 2 pi. But we are getting the value during the whole time period from 0 to 2 pi. We are getting the value of this IT in between alpha to pi. From 0 to alpha the value of this thyristor current is 0. From pi to 2 pi it is 0. Only we are getting the value of this thyristor current between the period alpha to pi. So it will be alpha to pi, we will integrate it alpha to pi, and this is I of t as a function of omega t square and this is d omega t. So it will be 1 upon 2 pi integration alpha to pi. You can see this thyristor current follow the output current and this is the output current. So it will be Im square sin square omega t and this is omega t. Okay. So it will be Im square upon 2 pi and we can write that is alpha to pi, it will be 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 d omega t. So it will be Im square upon 4 pi and we will integrate this one with respect to omega t. So it will be omega t, upper limit is pi, lower limit is alpha, so it will be pi minus alpha, minus the integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t divided by 2 and limit is alpha to pi. So it will be Im square upon 4 pi into pi minus alpha minus the upper limit is, it will be sin 2 pi, it will be sin 2 pi upon 2 minus sin 2 alpha upon 2. Okay, sin 2 pi is 0 because sin n pi is 0 for any value of n. So it will be Im square upon 4 pi into pi minus alpha, this is 0 minus minus plus, this will be sin 2 alpha upon 2. ठीक है. So इस तरह से हम thyristor current की RMS value निकाल सकते हैं. So see here the final result is that IT RMS is equal to under root लेंगे तो it will be Im upon 2 root pi, it will be root pi under root of, it will be pi minus alpha plus sin 2 alpha divided by 2. So this is the RMS value of thyristor current. Okay. Similarly, we can obtain the average value of thyristor current. So we have to calculate average value of thyristor current. ठीक है. So the same formula we will use here, that is IT average is equal to time period is 1/2 pi integration thyristor current we are getting only from alpha to pi due alpha to pi out of total time period 2 pi. So it will be alpha to pi, and this is I of t as a function of omega t, this is d omega t, and I of t is nothing but it is equal to I naught. So this is 1/2 pi alpha to pi, it will be Im sin omega t and d omega t. So it will be Im upon 2 pi. The integration of sin omega t is nothing but this is minus cos omega t, and limit is alpha to pi. So it will be Im upon 2 pi into minus cos pi minus minus plus cos alpha. Okay. So it will be IT average is equal to Im upon 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, this is the average thyristor current, that is Im upon 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha. ठीक है. इसी तरह से हम डायोड करंट की एवरेज वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं. डायोड करंट की हम क्या निकाल सकते हैं, आरएमएस वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो आप देख रहे हो दिस इज द हाफ रेक्टिफाइड वेव. ओके, दिस इज हाफ रेक्टिफाइड वेव. आउट ऑफ 2 pi duration we are getting only for pi duration, and for pi duration we are getting 0, or next pi duration we are getting the sinusoidal current. So it is half rectified wave. So if you have to determine the diode current, you can simply calculate average diode current. So for half rectified wave, ID average is equal to, this is Im upon 2 pi. For half rectified wave, it is Im upon 2 pi. And RMS diode current, that is IDR is equal to simple Im upon 2. This is the case of half rectified wave, like that. This is the diode current. You can calculate, you can just integrate from pi to 2 pi. ठीक है. When you will integrate from pi to 2 pi, then you will get the same result. Okay. So this is the case of single phase half wave AC voltage controller. ठीक है. So in the next lecture, that is in lecture number 14, we will discuss the single phase full wave AC voltage controller, in which we have to control both the cycles of input supply, that is positive cycle as well as negative cycle. Now as we have to control both the cycles, that is positive half cycle and negative half cycle, we have to connect to control switch in anti-parallel connection. ठीक है. Okay, thank you for watching the video, and I request to subscribe the channel, share and like the video. Thank you.